Every week we get a chance to talk to Scott Grayson from Fox 29 News. You can follow him on Twitter at @SGraysonFox29. You can read him on 97.3 ESPN.com or hear him on the Mike Gill Show, the Sports Bash with Mike Gill, every Monday for Grayson's Grades. So let's go to the Barb's Harley-Davidson Sports Hotline and welcome into the locker room, Scott Grayson. What's up, Scotty?
What's going on, Billy? Another Sunday.
Well, it's another Sunday, but we brought the Eagles good luck by broadcasting live here on the boardwalk in Ocean City.
I was wondering what got them that luck. All right, great go.
Hey, Scotty, yesterday I had former Pittsburgh Steeler Isaac Redmond on, and we were talking about Mike Tomlin. The Eagles got their work cut out for him, but one of the better coaches, and I think not underappreciated, but one of the better coaches in the league. 2 Super Bowl appearances. The guy is just knows how to win each and every year. His regular season record is 136, 73-1. 13 years in the league, not too shabby, Scott.
Yeah, I mean, the Steelers, look, they it takes a lot for them to move on from a coach. Cowher was there forever. I mean, they just have a long history of coaches that stay there and succeed. And look, Tomlin's weathered the storm. He's, there've been fans there in Pittsburgh that have called for his job at times. But look, he's made it. He's made it last. He's gotten here, and they're, successful once again. Now, you could argue, who have they beaten? The combined win record of the teams they've played so far, I believe, is 1-11. But they're winning, and they're winning the games they need to win. And so far, you can't say that about the Eagles. But, we'll see what happens today.
Scotty Grayson, last week, before we talk about the Steelers and what we can expect, last week the Eagles had a balanced running attack and passing attack at 28-28. My co-host Ken Dunnick also said they didn't have to play from behind. But when we've been begging for him to have more of a balanced attack, he does it last week. Doug Peterson does, and he wins the game.
Andy, and the other key, I think, is as the game played on, you saw how important it was. He went back to being aggressive. That 2-point conversion early in the game set the tone, and I think sent a message to his team that they were going to be aggressive that night, unlike the week before against Cincinnati. And the Niners were chasing that point all night long, and it made a big difference. I think it really helped them get that win. But I think the key there was that Doug sent the message to his team that we're going to be aggressive, we're going to take it to these guys. Who cares if we're supposed to lose this game according to all the so-called experts? They went out there and they won a game they weren't supposed to win, and now they need to try to do that again. I think they can certainly carry something over, but you talked about the balanced attack. It's got to be balanced again today. If they're dropping Carson back a lot, then they're probably playing from behind. I think the key is to be balanced, and I want to see Miles Sanders used out of the backfield as a receiver today a little bit too, just to keep the Steelers' defense off balance.
Hey, Scott, I found it interesting that Doug went for 2 early in the game, and it was almost like he was apologizing to his team for punting the football the week before. Most people thought that they should have gone for that 4th down play and taken a shot. Instead, they got a tie. Now, the tie, because this division is so weak, may work out to the Eagles' advantage. And wouldn't it be funny if they win the division by a half a game? I'm not sure what that record's going to be. But anyway, the division is really struggling. But do you think there's a correlation there between Doug going for 2 and making that conservative play the week before?
I do, because I think he heard a lot about the criticism of not just punting to end the game, not going for 2 at the end of the game to win it before regulation either. I think either opportunity was a place where you could go, well, this is Doug being Doug, and shrug it off and say, look, they went for the win. How can you be upset? But in both places, he, no pun intended, but punted the aggressive decision. And so I think the key is going to be for them to I do think he sent his team a message. And the question is, what kind of week of prep did they have off of that? Was there some momentum they could take from it? And will he be aggressive again today and try to put the pressure on Pittsburgh, earlier at some point in the game where there's a chance to do it? I think the answer is going to be yes, because that's to me what made Doug successful in 2017 and led to the Super Bowl, Philly, all the kind of aggressive calls he had, 4th down plays, things like that. If there's a good opportunity to go for it on 4th down, don't be reckless. But, they had to convert a 4th and 4 on the one drive that they scored the touchdown to Travis Fulgham. I think you got to see Doug be aggressive today, but pick his spots and make it, whatever the analytics say is a highly successful opportunity to put some pressure on the other team.
Hey, Scott, Tom here. We talked about last week a little bit about this defense, where all the money is. All the money's on the defense side of the football. And when you talk about top 10 defenses in this league, they're defenses that travel, right? And they travel wherever you go. San Fran, Pittsburgh, doesn't matter. We found a recipe for success last week. Obviously, taking the football away and winning a turnover battle, always a recipe for success. But getting after the quarterback, can this defense sustain this and continue to win us football games until this offense gets healthier?
Well, they got 13 sacks, I think, in the last 2 games combined. I don't know if they can do 8 sacks a game or even 5 a game. But, it's not even the sacks. It's just got to be the pressure. And look, Roethlisberger is a much more polished quarterback than Nick Mullins, who they took advantage of last week. But he is not going to be mobile. He is near the end of his career. He is a guy that if you get back there, he's tough to bring down, but you got to hit him. And I think this defense has, in my opinion, turned a little bit of a corner on the front four, and they've been rotating them. They've got that depth. You see later in the games, they seem to be a little fresher than the opponent. That's Jim Schwartz's mantra right there. Have that depth, rotate that line, get that pressure, beat your man, and get in the quarterback's face. Make those completions tough. And that's what they're doing. But they need to play with a lead, like they did last week. It's a different defense when you're in front, and I think that's why they were able to come out and win that game last week, part of it. Obviously, Doug's aggressiveness, the other part of that. But, look, I think this defense, it's going to be interesting to watch. They put together a third straight solid performance with the pass rush, stopping the run, doing the things they were doing the last couple of years. I'll start buying in and believing them.
We're talking with Scott Grayson from Fox 29 News. Of course, you can catch him, all his work on 97.3 ESPN.com, and catch him every Monday on the Sports Bash with Mike Gill for Grayson's Grades. Another thing that the Eagles need to improve on, Ken Dunnick and Scott Grayson, is third down conversions. Last week they were 4 for 13. That's not going to get it done, especially against a stubborn Pittsburgh Steelers defense.
No, and I think the big problem with this offense is that they're just not finding much success on first down, and it just makes the rest of the series harder to move those chains. They've got to have better success on first down and then build on it in second down. So you're looking at third and shorts. Too often, I feel like this offense – and last week, look, Chelsea had a bad snap. I mean, there's things they've continued to do to themselves. I think it was Mailata with a false start at one point. If they can eliminate those, self-inflicted wounds, I think they're going to certainly start having better success on third down. But, yeah, that's certainly a big key. They've got to be able to sustain some drives, move the chains, flip the field, help your defense, all those things they weren't doing in the first 3 weeks of the season.
Yeah, Scott, that's a great point. Most football coaches will tell you that you want to keep the defense guessing. And to do that, you want to gain a chunk of yards on first down, at least 3 to 6 yards, which keeps defenses guessing because when you're 2nd and 10 and 3rd and 10, you really have to throw the ball. So getting a good piece of yardage on first down is extremely important.
Yeah, that's certainly key. And that's where and you don't want to be predictable. There were too many times in those first 3 weeks Doug was going to the pass so much. There's play action doesn't work because they know you're not running. And I think that's certainly something you want to try to set the tone on early in the game is running on first down and or even, a short pass play. That's as successful in my opinion as a run. But make sure you complete it, build some confidence in Carson. And, we haven't talked about that yet. I love how they moved Carson out of the pocket. We've been talking about that. I've been hammering on that. He is so much more comfortable out of that pocket. Make him move today. Let him get out in open space, have open windows to throw the ball. I think that's something else they've got to make sure they try to do today.
All right, Grayson, last week you had the Eagles losing to the Niners 24-20. The only reason I look like a genius because I was just playing devil's advocate, so I won't take the credit, but we're going to get your prediction for this Sunday at Pittsburgh at Heinz Field at 1 o'clock.
I have a hard time picking them on the road in Pittsburgh.
We know what's coming.
I don't know if that's going to make a difference, but I mean, they burned me, man. 3 weeks in a row, the Eagles burned me. And I'm glad they won, and I'm glad I was wrong last week, and I hope I'm wrong again. I really think this is going to be a typical Pittsburgh-Philadelphia, a Pennsylvania blue-collar kind of game, and you're going to see a slug-it kind of close game all the way through. It's going to be one of those you're just going to be exhausted by the end of watching. I think the Eagles, though, will lose a close game. I'm going to take Pittsburgh to win 24-20. I'll go with that score again.
All right, Scott Grayson from Fox 29 News. As always, we appreciate it. Let's go, Birds, and we will talk to you next Sunday right here live on the boardwalk in Ocean City in front of all campus.
All right, thanks, guys. I hope I'm wrong.
All right, there's Scott Grayson from Fox 29. Also, you can catch him on Twitter at @SGrayson, Fox 29, and Mondays with Mike Gill and the Sports Bash for Grayson's Grades. I want to remind people the first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents and brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate real estate purchases. Surety is an industry-wide leader with a team of experts who will help you through the entire process, from contract signing to closing, from the shore to center city, and every place in between. Surety Title is there for you. 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call our good buddy Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900. And friends, let me tell you about Maserati, the main line, located just minutes from downtown Philadelphia. They offer a client-focused car buying experience designed to exceed expectations and invite you to stop in to see the area's largest selection of new Maseratis, including the sporty Ghibli midsize sedan and the class-leading Levante, the only SUV worthy of being called a Maserati. Maserati, the main line, also leads the nation in certified pre-owned sales and has the highest quality, like-new Maseratis available on the market. But your experience does not end at the point of a sale, as Maserati, the main line, offers free pickup and delivery for scheduled service appointments and a complimentary new Maserati loaner car. So be audacious. Call my good friend Michael Pileggi, Maserati, the main line, today at 484-804-4800. That's 484-804-4800, or visit them online anytime at motml.com. All right, when we return, we'll be talking with former Eagles quarterback Coy Detmer. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the mobile app.